Notebook NFT. Tenebis Gaming. Tenebis 1 model concept. Drone racing promotion. Obstacle drone racing on Mars. Crooked Bow Sledge. That symbol is called Crooked Bow Sledge. Crooked Bow Sledge, continued. Obstacle drone racing, Tenebis. Obstacle drone racing. Defunct car company becomes new car idea, Excelsior mascot. Clyde's Penny Recycling, cool old car and penny recycling community and company. Obstacle drone racing. More of the same. Obstacle drone racing. Shotokan Karambit. To better understand Shotokan Karambit, you must first research this and this. Mekla, a dump truck, or Mekla becomes the new name for Cybertruck, perhaps Cybertruck without a computer screen would be Mekla. Chris Cyborg rhymes with Dick Size War. Post Malone rhymes with Gross Cologne. Jelly Roll rhymes with Belly Folds. And since you all were not clever enough to come up with a response to insult me with, I said, Fyodor Borka, he the board porkcock. NBA shit. Creative director of the NBA stuff. Mississippi Moons, Vancouver Grizzlies, Alabama Mobile Threes, New Orleans Beaks, Las Vegas Dominoes, Las Vegas Rollers, Paradise Rollers, Seattle Supersonics, Brooklyn Dominoes, Brooklyn Rollers, Cincinnati Nets, New Jersey Nets. Clippers change-up would be Charleston Clippers, Charleston Ariels, Los Angeles Ariels, Inglewood ABC's American basketball competitors of Inglewood, Baltimore Fishers, Baltimore Magnets, San Diego Emeralds, San Diego Orcas, Boise Spud Webs. The only team they could ever have in Boise is Spud Webs. It will never be Webbers. It will never be Webs. It will be Boise Spud Webs with one B instead of two. I wrote this in 7-day Psychward. Tenebis, antenna bees, antenna plus abyss, antenna plus bees, Tenebis, Tenebis 1. The theme of Tenebis gaming, or the signature activity of Tenebis, is obstacle drone racing. Tenebis is a new gaming console concept, a new gaming console model, a new idea, an idea for a new gaming console. Tenebis. Swastafarian, white KDT, identified by Fyodor. White KDT stands for white kids with dread ties, or white kids with dreadlocks. So that is Swastafarian, white KDT, identified by Fyodor. Tenebis. Tenebis is a high-tech gaming console. The theme of Tenebis is obstacle drone racing. Antenna bees is a silly word phrase vernacular to describe drones. When you combine the two, you get Tenebis. Furthermore, when you add antenna to Tenebis, you get... when you add antenna to abyss, you get Tenebis. More specifically, this means 10 out of 10 games, the best games. The best games existing in large number, meaning an abyss of games, amazing games that are 10 out of 10, so to speak. Tenebis is another way of saying Xbox. X Roman numeral 10, box, X Roman numeral 10 and box being a cube. Box being a cube capable of providing its user with an abyss of information, hence Tenebis. Dweeby cocks. Anybody who watches video pornography is a dweeby cock. 40-7, Tenebis is dope. Here we have the top 3 gaming consoles. Tenebis, Xbox, PlayStation. New restaurants, French Cajun conies or French Cajun sandwiches, dual fryer and ice cream, old-fashioned burger spot, Trey's Cajun, restaurant casual, Wok Shopping District, a food mall, Peanut Burger Thai, restaurant casual, Tops Blinis, fine dining Russian, Dream Bob Kaniz, a fighter in Shotokan Crumpet, Paysog Interface, and Education Therapy for the Deaf. A Sync Pro set is a combination of bar grips and straps that a deaf person holds onto and straps onto themselves. The Sync Pro set makes a bump, pulse, or beat which rhythmically aligns with a beat that is being made on a monitor screen, meaning a visual beat. Visuals such as metal spikes landing into red sand, a visual beat that matches the bump, the physical bump that is being made by the Sync Pro set. This is an educational therapy method for the deaf to use. PASOG, this is a technology method that gives the deaf a better understanding of music. The visual media here is what we call video NFT. Video NFT in this case means abstract imagery as described with metallic spikes landing into red dirt to a rhythm, which would be on the monitor screen, matching the bumps that the bar grips are making. Leonard Kirchhoff, he also was a fighter in Shotokan Crumpet. Leonard Kirchhoff would walk out to the Gremlins theme for every fight. Shotokan Karambit. To better understand Shotokan Karambit, research this and this. A rogue social protocol. If somehow they were able to use some sort of magnet to lift all the guns up into the sky so we couldn't get them, or if they were to get all of our guns, we would have a problem with highly trained karateka using a karambit to slaughter 14 to 20 people in a crowded place. A bunch of slow, sheepish humans who get exploited by some rogue karateka, or in this case, a karambitka, with a knife, right? A karambitka who goes to crowded places and chops the shit out of a bunch of people using his martial arts ability, right? That is exactly what would happen if somehow our guns were magically taken away. So we need guns, plain and simple. The only way to deal with Shotokan Karambit, the only way to deal with the rogue Karambitka would be guns. The only way you could deal with that would be guns. Polyguay, paintball gun. Polyguay is a brand make of paintball gun. Polycue is another way of saying the game of paintball. Polycue. Poyagu is a more refined spelling and further adapt or pronunciation of Polycue. Poyagu. Polyguay, a brand make of paintball gun. Of course, Polyguay is in reference to the artist Jackson Pollock. This appropriate given the art style of Jackson Pollock, that splatter style of art painting. Hence, Polyguay, a very nice paintball gun. Polyguay, a very nice paintball gun. The game of paintball nicknamed Polycue, or the brand make Polyguay is Poyagu, a brand name to put on the paintball guns, Poyagu. Polyguay, Polycue, Poyagu. MagJack the ammo can, or MagJack the high-tech and specialized ammunition rounds. MagJack an ammunition manufacturer. Hops Brewers IPA, official beer sponsor of the NBA. Berserker Onion IPA, Real Crickets and Beer, Brondale's IPA. Bruner and Bronsipper IPA. Bruner and Bronsipper IPA. Luta Kraga, also known as Dual Escape. Twofold victory grappling. Luta Kraga, also known as Dual Escape. Luta Kraga when it is in the gi, Dual Escape when it is without the gi, also known as Twofold Victory Grappling. Twofold Vic. Krobel MMA, FBQ Kickboxing. If you go further back in my videos, you will find a better explanation of twofold victory grappling. Lutati, the automobile exotic, that concept. This was something I was fucking around with here, but we'll see. Lutati. Lutati means wander in Serbian language. Globe Rio Airline goes from LAX to Costa Rica to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, then splits. One way goes to South Africa, the other way goes to Chile, and from Chile to Australia, and then back. Globe Rio Airline, also known as FDR Chile. The route, FDR Chile. Glaus Campbell cigars, which are like that of Acid C Notes. Crota High Potency, which I later canned for Pelican Crow Talk, a new podcast called Pelican Crow Talk. Jargoyle glass, or jarcoil. Jargoyle, also known as jargoyle. Jarcoil, another way of saying dab cart, yes, but more specifically, jargoyle is another way of saying bubbler or pipe. Glass bubbler or pipe. A water pipe used for cannabis smoking. Jargoyle glass. Rovindi Don Claire, a big fancy yacht. Lagunier, an amphibious boat. Deluxe Cabian stands for Knobs, Bars, Notes. Deluxe Cabian, or Fender Deluxe Cabian, a very nice bass created by Fender Deluxe Cabian. Hooksmeyer's White Absinthe for drink mixing. CSAT, combat style axe throwing. Go back and check out CSAT on this channel. Video game cars, you can find all that as well. Mayana Quantica, Mado and Tefrio, Shifra, Niatra, Rome Beyond, Furcoa, and Bersua. Furcoa and Bersua are bikes. Furcoa is one, Bersua is the other. Cold Pizza in Delhi. They make frozen foods, like frozen pizza, frozen burgers that you find in gas stations, frozen pizza pockets, stuff like that. More restaurants, Burger Peach Barbecue. Burger comes with a peach on the side. Scone Maltz Ice Cream specializes in brownie and ice cream shake, or cookie and ice cream shake. Crater Mech X. Crater Mech X, a Mars project for SpaceX. Crater Mech X. Moonwheel Gaming PC. Spiralist Gaming PC. Rainvault LED for gaming PC. Onsect, Laser Scope Tech. Onsect means small red dot on target, like insect. Ractical, rack as in gun rack plus tactical equals ractical. Connivance de Elmos, Elmos Conniver. Absinthe brand. PLD, padded boxer briefs, since BJJ discourages cups in training and bans them in competition. PLD, protecting little dicks, protecting large dicks. A new high-tech pair of athletic briefs that have padding at the groin area to make you less susceptible to an inadvertent bump on the groin, an inadvertent clash of their knee in your groin when they're passing. Performance League Design, BJJ Clothing Wear, PLD. To understand Eckes Treaty and Shotokan Krampet, you have to read the Communist Manifesto and Das Kapital and Mein Kampf, OTASK. From there, you must understand Peyronie's Disease in the Male Consumer of Pornography and Abortion and Miscarriage in Women's Mixed Martial Arts. Adventures of Mind Parr, movie or TV or book concept. That is Jasmine Parr's name, Mind Parr. Based on Jasmine Parr the fighter, Mind Parr. As you know, I'm not a fan of women's MMA. Or women's combat sports. I'm not a fan of women's combat sports. I just want to make that clear. The Epilogue Franca is about a criminal safe haven in the tropics dedicated to Tarantino. Microsoft Column Radius versus Macintosh Rollpoint. A thing of the future. Microsoft Column Radius versus Macintosh Rollpoint. Crater Mech X, Crater Mech Racing on Mars. Crater Mech X, Crater Mech Racing. A similar idea is obstacle drone racing in the sense of planet. Crater Mech X is remote control car racing on Mars. There would be, of course, a need for robots near the track to assist in a number of ways. Of course, there will be drones to film the races. Crater Mech X, or Crater Mech Racing. Connie Greco Championship, a new combat sport and combat sports promotion, something you can learn about on this channel. Pelican Crow Talk, a new podcast featuring only the most controversial beaks in the radio business. And I am Fyodor.